What's up, everybody? Thanks again for joining us on another episode of the Who Do You Think You Are podcast. This is episode 141, and as always, I'd like to take the time to ask each and every one of you to please go to our socials. You can find us at WDUTUR Pod across all platforms. That's WDUTUR Pod across all platforms.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Also, check out the YouTube. You can search us at WDUTUR. We'll be the first ones that pop up. Hit that like, hit the subscribe, and maybe share with a friend. And now let's get going. What's up, Nick?
Oh. Hey, Pedro.
Who do you think you are?
Trump a real one, you know, be Gemini.
We Geminis.
Hey, folks. Welcome back to another beautiful episode of Who Do You Think You Are? Happy Easter. Happy birthday, Jesus. Happy belated birthday, Pedro. Happy, day of the Lord. I don't know.
Amen. And
Thank you.
a women.
And across from me is somebody that's getting ready for his poetry slam.
I'm Pedro, and later on tonight, I did promise Nick a poetry slam, so you might get it, or it might be on the Patreon. But behind the scenes is...
Heyo, I'm producer CJ, Chris James LLC, and I'm a business now. So if you disrespect me,
Yeah, best protect your neck, boy.
Yeah, you don't do that. I'm a business.
You're a business now?
I'm a business now.
And some people also might think that you're the most racist against Asians, and you actually took the last week off of no communication in almost a monastery way, which is kind of impressive.
In solidarity.
In solidarity,
It's,
which is pretty beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we missed
That's
you,
why
man.
I have a lot of solidarity with the Asians.
Yeah. And should we get serious right into it or not? But, last
This
week.
sounds like an NPR podcast, guys. Can we
Last
bump
week-
it up?
Last week we were talking about the shooting in Atlanta. And my gut was, yes, we're going, oh, Dylan Roof, racist. And because this is what the headlines feed you and tell you. You were over there producing, be like, this isn't necessarily the deal. And now that it's kind of settled in a week after, and I've heard, multiple people kind of speak on, I'm like, yeah, there's literally no proof outside of that besides just the headlines dressing it up as a hate crime.
There's still
no evidence.
Politico this morning ran an article, and in the article, they say the White House on Tuesday rolled out a series of executive actions aimed at addressing a spike in anti-Asian American hate incidents and in the aftermath of a shooting in Atlanta that killed 6 Asian American women. So yes, the shooting in Atlanta did kill 6 Asian American women, and so it's relevant. But what if you're one of the families of the 2 people who died who were white?
Yeah.
And
That's cultural appropriation.
Yeah, their lives mean less because of their skin color. Is that
Yes.
is that what we're at?
100% now.
All right. Slim Shady. Let's keep it down a couple beats. But the great Tim Dillon, he always kind of speaks the obvious, and you're kind of like, oh yeah, that's what I should have thought or said earlier. But it's like, I want to talk about ending Asian hate. Let's look over at China or North Korea or some of these places that that's the real discrimination. It's happening in their own places. I mean, yeah, America is not perfect. There's tons of obviously racism and hatred and people that are fighting against each other here. But I mean,
No, amongst all Asian cultures, there's a list of a top 10, and then it goes on from there.
right.
They constructed this in their own society.
And so here we are in Who Do You Think You Are? And this is the top 10 of Asians. So you go first.
Japanese is number 1.
Okay.
Japanese number 1.
Okay.
Jeez.
I didn't do
take
it.
another week off.
Maybe don't come in next week.
Yeah. But no, I just think that's interesting. And it's just the way that sometimes we speak, or I speak before I'm fully in depth of the conversation with anything,
Yeah, no.
because you just speak on, you see these headlines, and it's kind of crazy how quickly they warp your state of mind and your conscience. Like, oh, this is what that was.
We don't absorb properly.
We don't. And I'm guilty of it as well, but I'm also trying to come out the other side and be like, I made that mistake. I made another mistake last week too, saying that Candace Owens' parents were alcoholics, and they're not.
They're completely sober.
Yeah. And so her eyes aren't that far apart. And it's actually, their eyes would be close together if your parents are alcoholics. So I'm looking at you, fucking Stevie Ray over there, dude. What's your name?
Dude, that's why I got these shades, bro, so you can't look in my eye. I know you were gonna bring it back up today,
Yeah,
so I was like, I gotta block it.
Yeah, it's like, you got one eye or?
You know, there's the perfect distance. The distance between your eyes should be a third eye. That's like what's symmetrical.
My dad taught me that when
Yeah?
he told me how to.
Your dad taught me that too, dude. Yeah. Yeah, we were playing catch out in the park.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool, dude.
So you call it taking in your ass. Whoa, 5-minute mark, baby.
That's dirty, YouTube. You can't do
And you
anything.
know what?
That's the rules, bitch.
They already did it.
You fucked it up. That was a gay joke. You messed up. We said how long till we can go without gay jokes.
You
and
lost your own game.
You lost
dude.
your own game, dude.
I didn't start it yet. We started after the 5 minutes, so I just want to get one out.
So,
Okay, fine. I have one gay joke.
one
okay?
gay joke. Noted down.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, LGBTQT. You're so cute, T.
Cuties, dude. There's a lot of cuties in those, but you know what? They wouldn't be
Wouldn't be what?
attracted to me. But then I thought about it and I was like, maybe the gays. I've had a couple gay guys hit on me, dude.
Are you speaking in slam poetry? Because that wasn't even a sentence.
supposed to
There was
clap
no
like this.
flow to it. You're saying, yeah, these people might like me on their knees, crosswalks, and dirty jeans. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? Well, masks off, dude. Masks off, tits
dude.
out, bro.
Masks
It's
off,
summer.
tits out,
Summer's
dude.
coming.
I love that.
Mask off, tits out.
Yeah, that's great.
That is great.
I wish.
It's going to be available next week on the merch.
And I don't want to skip. I don't want to skip over the masking yet, but also with the tits out, Nas X tricked us. So fuck you. And that's
Yeah.
not a hate crime. I'm just saying you
He
lied to us.
fooled us all.
Yeah, those.
It ain't got titties.
No.
I was about to get titties, dude, and now he don't got the titties.
Oh, you got him. I'm sorry.
You're right.
No, you
You're
look
right.
good.
No, you're right. I got him. I got him, and I ain't wearing a mask, dog. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Dude.
Have you gone? Have you been not wearing masks in places now
Actually,
that this
today,
is?
because you always feel awkward, but it was like, dude, this is the governor. You know,
This is Doug.
this
motherfucking
is Doug
Ducey.
Motherfucking Ducey. And I know a lot of people don't like him because he really didn't jump on that Corona train. You know, like everybody is at the beginning. Deucey. But I mean, if he's like, all right, no, you know, more mandate on COVID, you know, things go back to 100% capacity, this and that. And I mean, if our governor says that, like, why not? Because it's obvious, like, these mom and pop shops or individually owned.
What mom and pop shops are left, dude?
I mean, there's a lot still, dude. But I mean,
Walmart,
even these
Target.
yeah, but
Sprouts?
like those places, they have the power to still, you know, I guess it's a suggestion anymore. It's not like a mandate.
Well, the businesses can choose for themselves. Just
That's what
like
I'm
they-
saying. Yeah. And a lot of them do. Like my wife got fucking booted out of Sprouts the other day because she
Well, that's
mask
shocking.
off, tits out.
she was got it. And it wasn't the mask. They're like, dude, honey, put the tits away.
Yeah, they're like,
please."
wow.
Yeah. I'm breastfeeding here.
Got a little bit of hanky panky.
Yeah, there was a little bit of hanky-panky. But no, today I was off of work, so it was nice. We woke up and then we went to
Do you ever work? I swear to God, dude. I swear, like every other week, you have like 3 days off.
I've
sounds
I've
so
accumulated
nice.
vacation time at my employer.
Well, so you just accumulate just an endless amount of vacation
I
time. Like
had
there's not a cap.
112 hours of vacation time.
Damn,
But before April 8th, I have to be under 40 or else they take them out. They don't pay me out for them, you know?
that's
So
dope, dude.
I have to use them.
That's amazing.
Not that I want to take days off because I like working. I make more money working because I get overtime.
And I know my boss is listening to this, so I mean, come on, just take
Come on,
some.
hook them up. Hook me up. How long you been there?
Yeah.
7 years. Come on. But so yeah, we went out to Kierland over in Scottsdale, and we went to Gap because on the way there, my daughter spilled her whole drink on her, and she was soaking wet. So we got some new shorts for her, and we for sure thought they were like gonna mask up. Thank you. We thought for sure they were going to tell us to mask up, but they didn't there. So we're like, fuck it. And I mean, we had them in the pockets just in case. Then we went to eat and they didn't say anything there. Then we went to, actually got these new shades today. So, and we walked in and the lady there didn't have her mask on too. So my wife, of course, was like, it's nice to see your face, you know, just taking that jab a little deeper, you know how she do. And they didn't kick her out of Sprouts. She voluntarily said, "Fuck this, I'm out of here," and walked out.
Yeah.
She had a cart full and everything. She's like, now we got to go get groceries at Fry's.
Damn.
Trump a real one.
Trump the real one.
Gemini.
Holy shit, she is a Gemini.
There it is, dude.
Damn, dude.
Typical, dude. Typical Gemini. Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to not having to wear a mask in all places. I haven't really.
To get to your point, though, it was.
Oh, you got there. You're good. Sorry.
But I was. I want to tell you another story.
Okay,
dude.
go. Let's hear what you did on your day off.
It was just
we got
nice.
sunglasses and then. I mean, come on, dude. Let's spice this up. You made fun of us for making an NPR.
Okay, dude.
God.
I jump into my NPR mode sometimes. I thought I was meeting your vibe, dude. You haven't given me enough today. I walk in, you say, "Hey, what's up?" Oh, really low energy tonight. And then we set up this, and you didn't say another word to me.
All right. Cool. All right. Next.
You guys, please just stop fighting.
This is what happens when you're out of the group chat for a week. Okay, CJ?
Yeah,
I blame you.
I blame you. It's never
What's
been the
going
same.
on with life, dude? Just things have just been busy the last couple. I mean, like
But
we were
you're
saying,
looking forward to the no mask thing.
I'm looking forward to the no mask thing just because. Yeah, I mean, this whole time I've been a fan of wearing a mask. I've been an essential worker, so I haven't had that luxury of like staying at home or anything. So I've been working. You know, for a while I wasn't wearing a mask at work, and I wasn't wearing a mask going out until places started being like, "You have to do this." So I'm kind of like.
Hey, you got like sores on your face, like those hero nurses and stuff.
Exactly.
Same.
And I'm like, what are we doing? Like,
It's the same.
Dude,
just
nurses are heroes, okay?
It's a hero.
I am a hero. I understand. Like, okay, so if you go to a business, they say you should wear it. I'm not going to be the person that's like, oh yeah, well Doug Ducey says I don't have to. So like,
Apparently, you ain't listening to Deuce.
I believe in supporting a business that supports your ideals. Then, so then go spend your dollar by voting somewhere else that you prefer to go. It's like this whole time with Noki, next to Tacos Huicho, there's a pet store.
Oh, that's where you go?
I always go there because this whole time they haven't had the mask. They haven't been doing masks this whole last year. So it's been kind of a nice, refreshing thing of air being like, oh, it's nice to just go in there and be like, I'm just in and out. Why do I, I don't know why. It's just this weird thing. You know, like I would love to go to a record store or something and not have to do that. Like that actually puts me off from like going places and for whatever reason, I don't know.
You know what it's kind of like? It's kind of like when this first mask mandate happened, you know, you got criticized by the people that, you know, weren't wearing masks. Now we're kind of reliving that with the people that are trying to go back to the normal aspect of life and the people that are still, you know, wearing their masks.
Because I remember about this time last year, we would talk about that. And it's like, so I would go to the grocery store not wearing a mask because you didn't have to.
Yeah, it was mandated.
And then you'd start seeing all the people with masks giving you that look. But then you do the opposite. And because it was like 50-50 at that point, then you'd see the people not wearing masks looking at you like, what are you? Come on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's.
You a dingbat.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't think so.
I've had a bunch of Facebook posts from a year ago popping up in like the memories thing. And it's just me describing the way we live now. And that's it. And I'm describing it as if it's so outrageous.
Yeah.
It's weird the way that we just, boom, life is different now. And I look back on that and I go, and it makes me cringe because I'm like, what are you talking? You're just describing the way things are. And then it's like, no, it was never that way until then. And it was novel to me such that I was like making fun of people for taping squares on the ground 6 feet apart.
Right. It's,
you know,
and now it's
then
so
walking
normal.
onto an airplane and sitting elbow to elbow next to him. That's what I don't get either.
Well, it's all the dumb. It's like the restaurant. You go walk in and you take it off when you sit down. Then you go to the bathroom. And then if you go to a bar, I mean, by the time people are 2 drinks in, they're just like going like this, or it's just like, come on, whatever. This whole time is, what are you doing? I mean, if you can use a bandana or a fabric mask, and then you're okay to go in Sprouts, but you can't wear a mask. It's like this isn't an N95.
Also, it's like shooting a BB at a
baby.
cyclone fence or whatever Alex Jones said.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's where I got that from, was the Flagrant interview. But it's like shooting a BB at a cyclone fence, like with having a mask on versus viral particles. Like it's
it's gonna get through.
Yeah, you're just like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
So I mean,
I wore them just because, like, I like to listen to Brett Weinstein. I think he's, you know, been ahead of the curve on a lot of stuff. So I feel like he's, you know, credible source of information. And he said, you know, wear the mask because it complicates the route of transmission, if nothing else. Maybe you catch a little bit of the viral particle in the cloth, whatever, so fuck it, I'll wear the mask if that's what you guys want me to do while I'm in your establishment.
Yeah.
But I'm the same as you. I'm just like, this is annoying already. It's probably not really doing a whole lot. And, it would be nice to get back to normal life and seeing people's face.
And everybody should get a vaccine. People get deplatformed from not talking about vaccines. And I believe everybody should get 2 vaccines at least, 2 to 3.
Yeah.
I believe in getting the Pfizer and the Modelo one.
Yeah.
Moderna, not Modelo, dude.
Okay, thank you for correcting a bad joke. Okay, Slim Shady, all right.
Is this you're playing devil's advocate now?
It's actually the...
Well, actually, Nick.
And then the Johnson & Johnson one just to square it all off.
Just so 3.
I would say
3.
get all 3. I would say it better safe
Can
than
you
sorry.
get it
It's
on
all
your butt
5.
cheek like you used to get vaccines back in the day?
COVID?
No, like
Where they
the
scrape
the
your
vax.
skin and just squirt it on there.
No, I'm saying like they used to stick it in your butt cheeks.
What kind of fucking doctor did you go to?
Maybe it's just a Mexican doctor.
Yeah. They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Hey, come here.
Did you meet this doctor at the playground?
No, dude. Okay, it's a little in the hole.
Pedro.
Practice.
Ají. Culo.
Good.
Desnudo.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
I was underage.
That makes it hotter.
I was a lady doctor, actually.
You don't know that? So that's gross.
That means it was consensual.
Yeah. And you don't know that.
That's true, dude.
Did they say miss or mister?
She went by doctora. So we gender our words. We gender the person. You know
That's true. All right. Great episode, you guys. So back to Lil Nas X with those hitters lying.
Dude,
Completely
Lying
lying.
ass hitters.
But
I can't believe that. Why would he do that? Attention.
So then the next question was, is he even homosexual? You know what I mean? I was like, or is this just publicity?
Damn.
And Lil Nas X, he came up with that name? This is what's the smart stuff that you say about like search algorithm, SOC or something?
SEO, search engine optimization.
Lil Nas and X were all part of that, and that's why he became viral.
Motherfucker.
Is that like
It makes me mad.
He broke it
A
apart.
little bit.
Yeah, so I'm like, is he even a homosexual? Then he put out this new music video. And this guy may or may not have sucked a couple cocks.
They ain't no doubt.
No, it's not a joke. He sucks cocks.
They ain't no
He's,
doubt. They ain't
no
no
doubt. If you see this video, and it's with this new Nike shoe deal, which I love. God bless China.
Nike's actually
Why don't we
suing
have
him.
the Chinese national anthem on here?
It's going to be there soon. It's the start of the podcast.
We're working on it.
What was I going to say? Oh, yes. And these new Nikes, they made 666. Beautiful. There's a pentagram on them. And there's a little
Drop of human blood.
in all of them.
Delicious human blood inside of each one.
And
Of age?
all Nike shoes,
Question.
all Nike
Question mark.
shoes have a little bit of child's blood in them.
Yeah.
Come on, let's be honest here.
Lil Nas X, you weren't the first one. So I don't. But still, shout out to these shoes. I think it's cool that kids are buying satanic shoes with blood in them, and I think that Christians are just, getting a little.
Another lie, traced back to Lil Nas, dude. Nike is actually suing him for defamation because Nike never agreed to make those shoes.
Whoa.
Are they?
So
Yeah.
Because
You can look it up.
As last I heard, I didn't see anything.
Look it up.
So what happened? Just John Woo was over in the factory, had a direct line, like, make these shoes for me, dog.
I guess, dude. I don't know, but that's last I heard. That was the last little headline I heard. I'll hit it.
Yes, indeed.
Lil
Nike
Nas X?
is suing
For defamation, right?
the maker of Lil Nas X Satan shoes for trademark infringement.
Oh wow! So
Another
it's not even
fake.
So it's not a real Nike.
Another fake by Lil Nas,
I mean,
dude.
they said if you look at it, it's like a '97 model shoe, and they have so many of them, and then they designed around that. So it's like they're basically doing like print-on-demand shoes for Lil Nas X, but because they have the Nike logo and they're selling it, you know,
only 666 pairs of it.
Damn. So what are they gonna do with all those shoes now?
He faked us with the frontal hitters, dude, and then he faked us with the kicks.
I
What
mean,
the fuck,
any money
Lil
he
Nas?
makes off of it, he's gonna probably have to give to Nike.
That, but also it's just all publicity with this little twink.
Yeah, man. And then what's up with his music video? He's
Yeah.
like giving Satan a lap dance.
You said you haven't seen it.
I saw that part. I saw
Okay,
the.
it's okay. You
He saw it on Ben Shapiro.
Hey, I told you I saw the controversial aspect of it.
It's
I haven't seen it.
I
I'd
saw
like
it
to
on
see
Candace
it.
Owens' episode show.
Yeah.
Was it?
I don't know.
Oh, because I kind of want to watch that video with you, then boner police you, and just to see.
Okay. Let's do it.
You guys
Can I
wanna
boner
watch it?
police you the whole time?
I'm actually pretty easy to get hard, dude. So, regardless, I'm not saying it's Lil Nas or his,
Regardless.
movements or anything, but I'm probably gonna get hard. Okay.
Okay. Johnny, I don't know what just happened with that accent and everything. Just this whole thing that's happening. I'm trying to get it.
Shush,
Can
shush.
we?
Not you guys.
Oh,
Sorry.
whoa.
I was yelling at my
Yeah.
phone.
So the baseball season.
Are you trying to get your boner down?
Oh,
I thought we were about to watch this.
I thought I was just trying to kill the dead time.
Can I see this?
Well, I want to see it too.
There
bro.
it is. I don't know if we're gonna have to try and kill the sound that gets
Oh, yeah,
picked up
kill
from
the-
the thing.
oh, yeah.
So you could just turn it down, maybe.
Kill the sound. Just watch,
All right. So it looks like a Disney movie to start off.
which is kind of cool already.
Damn, he got dreads, dude.
Dude, let's give ahead. Let's go get weird with it, dude. I want to see the lap dance.
I kind of too.
Nick, keep your hands above the table. Come on.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know what's happening.
It might be near. I don't know either.
So
dude.
he's chained up.
Maybe was a bad idea.
Yeah, I think this was a bad idea because without the music, we have no context.
Yeah.
It is weird though. I mean, he's cross dressing.
How much context do you think the music really provides?
Yeah, you idiot.
Fuck you, dude. Oh, there's the devil stuff. Is the song good? Have you guys heard it?
Is that?
Listen, you can kind of hear it.
Yeah. It's great.
It's like it sounds like a.
I'm upset he
Latin
doesn't have
dance
boobs,
beat.
dude.
Me too.
That's the most upsetting thing
I know.
about the whole thing.
Damn, who played the devil? Is that Samuel L. Jackson?
Look at it. Damn, dude. He's grinding on the devil, dude. Do you
Damn,
think
he's getting into it.
The
dude.
devil's a white guy, isn't it? It's got to be.
It should
He's
be,
red,
but he's
actually,
red.
dude.
Yeah. So Korean.
Native American, you asshole. Jesus.
Well, I went the other route with the racism, so I couldn't get in trouble. You just went straight for Native American.
All right, get this shit off of here. I feel like I worship.
What?
the
We
devil
already
now,
took
dude.
their land. You know, and yeah, I don't know what to do with that. Yeah,
So what do you think? Is it satanic? Is it just?
this is satanic. I don't know.
Okay, did you guys see the video Candace Owens put out afterwards?
Yeah.
Talking about the
To
shoes.
be honest, dude,
Wide-eyed whore.
sometimes she says some shit, and I'm like, damn, she's kind of on point right now. Like, I mean, obviously that's why she has such a following, so that's not saying much, but-
Right.
But it's just like on this one, I don't know. I feel good about the fact that she's out there. You know, whether or not she's completely off base, you know, if she's off base or whatever.
I mean,
Maybe
yeah,
she's not entirely on point with everything she does.
because it does
but-
sound kind of loony.
Yeah,
Well, did she
but
say something
sometimes,
about
but
that?
You need the co-tension. Yeah.
Yeah,
did she say?
Go ahead.
Did you watch it? Or
Yeah,
you
I
see it?
did.
Go ahead.
She said like Lil Nas and all these other artists are just being used as pawns, pretty much, by like a bigger hand at play.
Damn.
To like Lil Nas doesn't see like because he's tweeting out too, right? He's like, this is just
Nas said he's an adult and he can do what he wants to in response to Candace saying that he was like being a puppet. And I don't think he really grasped that what she's saying is.
But that's what she was saying in the video. She's like, he doesn't even know he's doing something wrong.
Well,
or,
don't
you know.
he can think for himself too.
Well,
He knows what
she's
doing.
Can
saying,
he? He's lying about boobs. He's lying about shoes, dude. What else
All
is
right,
he lying
Mr.
about?
Owens, thank you for coming on to the Who Do You Think You Are podcast. I appreciate the hell out of Mr. Candace
Joe
Owens'
Biden,
dad. Can
Joe
you believe
Biden
it?
said they don't know how to use the internet.
That's and they can.
Joe Biden
So-
said that.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
My
why
administration.
that's part of the voting reform is black people can't use the internet, so we need to make it easier for them to just vote wherever they want.
yeah, and they could vote in person because they don't have jobs, so it's easy.
Christ.
You really built that one up to a peak there before we broke it. But he
Lil
really
Nas
said
X,
that.
yeah.
Like that's actually facts. You
Oh,
could
he
yell
said
at
a
me
lot of-
again that it's not a joke because he did actually say that shit.
Yeah, he said a lot of cool things.
Yeah,
he's a
over
smart
his-
guy. I'm glad that our country's really headed on the right path.
Nimble too, agile.
You know, but what makes it hard to see like these I don't know, devout Christians or people like that get upset about Lil Nas X like selling these shoes. And I think obviously there's like that punk thing of like trying to poke the bears. That's like to be seen as the bad boy or this or that. But I can also see like what are you letting, you brought up a couple of weeks ago with the Grammys. Like what are we showing to our kids though also and like saying this is art.
That was Candace Owens' point is we've got
Candace?
Yeah, she beat you to it, bro. Yeah, she was that exact point. Like we have essentially we have strippers on the Grammys. We have George Floyd being lifted to the status of Martin Luther King for some reason, and Lil Nas X was a children's act. And he proclaimed himself as a children's act, and then he pulls the 180 with the Satan shoe and grinding on Satan in his video.
And he was getting down on.
He won like a Nick's,
which is
a Nick's Choice Award or something, right? Like one of those things
for Old
Town Road.
Which I love how too the Weeknd
talking
won
Brokeback Mountain. You're mixing two gay things together, dude.
The Weeknd won one of those as well for the I Can't Feel the song about cocaine.
Yeah,
like he won a choice award for that. So it is so funny. Like
that
even
song's
these
a
things,
jam, though.
It is, but
it's a banger.
Are you gonna? This is a Nickelodeon like song. It's like it's why like I understand like where these like crazy parents are like there's a 666 on Monster cans and this is like because like at one point they kind of want to piss off these parents a little bit. They want to be edgy, and at the same time it's like what are you selling? Like think a little deeper about what is the message.
It makes you think, man, for sure.
I've always been pissed about the Disney to MTV, whore transition, where it's just like
I'm a fan of watching it, but yeah, it's a shame.
I mean, you watch Disney and they just promote like upper middle class white kids being foul mouthed pieces of shit.
Yeah,
and then they add laugh tracks over it.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, that's hilarious. I never thought about it that way. If you think about like iCarly or Drake and Josh and these shows, it's about like these little shitheads who don't always get their way. Yeah, it's like the white privilege network, Nickelodeon.
100%, dude.
And if you two guys want to cancel us now, there you go. Nickelodeon, come after me.
Yeah, you bunch of pedophiles.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame though.
All of them. Damn, we just went straight Q on this. We're supporting Candace Owens. We're what else?
You made a Native American joke.
Joke. Key word in that sentence, sir. It's a joke.
Oh, okay. That's what I said. You don't have to throw it back at me, dude.
I'm just telling there's some people out there, man, that
their motorcycle's a little bit too loud.
Revving a little too loud for them to understand.
You know what I hated when you texted the room thing today? This fucking.
I thought Mazda
this fucking song, this Hispanic song, it's so fucking annoying. I don't know if you know it, and it's like vroom, 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 and it plays at my work 20 fucking times a day. And if I ever hear it, it like twitch it, like I want to like
and
punch.
I triggered that in you.
Trigger and it made me sick that it triggered that just because like I heard you singing it that way, and I was like, oh, what the fuck? Do you know? You don't know what song I'm talking about?
No, it was
Can you repeat it?
It's just.
You don't want to?
Avroom, 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 vroom, vroom, vroom. And I'm like, what is this song about? And he's like, it's a really stupid song. It's about a truck. And I'm like, cool.
Yeah, it's about a guy who drives a motorcycle and he gets really offended about a joke that was.
Yeah. No, I've never heard of that song, dude.
Oh. I'm more Hispanic than you, though. I think a lot of people could take my side. I think so.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, I got the little Nas X shoes coming here next week, so I'm going to try them on.
We're going to do an unboxing.
Yeah. I hope it's blood, and I hope there's not AIDS in it. Good to hit that button.
Jeez Louise, man.
Sorry, I got caught doing two things. I was writing down Candace, you said AIDS, and it just all made me laugh.
No, I said hearing aids.
Hearing aids.
Of course, yes.
Ooh. Noki even poked his head out of that one. He's like, Dad.
What?
You can't say shit like that.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Take it easy, Holmes.
How about that?
Hella high, dude. You gave me that little puff of joint, and
oh yeah, dude. This is fucking new little pen too.
I'm already way too high.
It's great. Did you see the thing that happened on was a Southwest flight? I love the hot mics on airplanes.
I don't think I saw.
What was it?
Oh wait, is it the pilot saying something racist about
people from San Francisco? It's on. I think it's yellow.
Her and her girlfriend were like 10 years.
Top right.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Those who lived in San Francisco, quote, goddamn liberal
And I wanted to get the actual hot mic from the airplane because it was like, but it was so like grainy and stuff that actually when I found a news reporter covering it, it made me laugh hearing him recite. And I quote, like, do you think actually in studio too, he didn't even beep it and he actually said it like he'd,
Probably.
which is so hilarious.
Yeah, he's like, warm up those censor buttons, boys.
He's like some liberal, just like his hands are sweating. So he's like, and I quote, I just love how he frames it. He's like, and then from San Francisco,
those who lived in San Francisco, quote, goddamn liberal.
It sounds like he went, God, and I'm going to say it because we're 30 minutes in, but like he went, goddamn liberal faggots. Like that was his tone.
I know exactly.
Like his cadence. I want to know how his cadence ended.
He was like, I have to say this from my liberal colleagues. And he's like, so I have to say this word, fajotes. But he's like, I need to say it like I'm a reporter. These fajotes. And I quote, fajotes from San Francisco.
Goddamn.
Slob and cocks.
When we were going over the samples beforehand, I didn't realize that's what that was from. That's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. Hot mics always make me laugh. And it's like,
what is that, hot mics?
It's like if, there's baseball announcers and stuff like that where they leave the button on and they say a lot of times it's homophobic, I would say. Yeah. I guess because sports cater to.
That's locker room
machismo.
talk, dude.
To what?
Machismo.
Yeah,
What's
that's
that?
locker room talk.
What's machismo?
It's like
Manliness.
manly.
Oh, I've never heard that before. Guess it makes sense. Look at me. Lil Nas X sport till I die. It's in my grave, dude.
How much were those shoes, dude? $666?
$600. But what's cool about them is if you have the Oculus, the VR, you can put those on and he's grinding on your dick.
Oh, no way.
And he's got cakes.
Dude. Does he?
He's got some cakes.
Well, he doesn't have the
Tasty
tits.
Little
bro.
bunt cakes for sure.
Hell yeah.
He doesn't have the tits.
Shout out
so-
Bunt Cakes, North Scottsdale Road, dude.
Yeah,
Dude,
shout
those
out
are
Tasty
fire.
Cakes. Kroger.
Bun cakes are fire, though.
Yeah, they have the little Nas X bunt cake
Oh,
this
yeah?
week, dude. Yeah, a little bit of blood.
It's chocolate with red frosting.
Exactly, a little cherry.
Love it.
What were we talking? Oh, the pilot hot mics. Yeah, hot mics just when people leave it on.
Yeah, I like when the players have it on the field and stuff.
That was fun.
What, I killed the mood with a burp? Dude, this happened last week. What the fuck, man?
I actually think it'd be cooler if pilots, like if just broadcasting just became more like podcasting, because like there's millions of people that listen to podcasts, so we just are like, this is what people want to hear, just like real talk anyways. So if the baseball, like let's just say this announcer maybe is a little racist, whatever, then don't watch that baseball game. But imagine watching that baseball game for comedy, because this guy's just like, here we go, number 23.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he just cheated on his wife and they gave her a diamond ring. Because you know what? They just lean into it.
That'd be dope.
You know what? If Papa John's
can't
just said
sell
the
that.
N-word openly, maybe he would have gotten away with it. Because it's like, why are you supporting him then anyways?
I mean,
know?
they could easily do that. They could just allow, two professionals to have the feed and do their own announcing, which is just a podcast while the game's
Yeah.
going.
That's true. That's a good point.
They should do that. NFL should.
But also for pilots, being like, here we are in San Francisco, go ready to get your ass clapped between a fucking big old cock, because we're landing in San Francisco harder than a twink in Seattle. You know what I
I'd
mean?
take
Something
that.
like that. Me too.
Yeah.
Like, what else could you do?
Just for the comedy
Yeah,
aspect
think of just
of
a
it.
funny place you'd be landing and what your announcement could be. Like,
That's like true Southwest Airlines.
yeah.
Would that be a world full of podcasters?
Here we are in Arizona.
Everybody's a podcaster. That like, you know how we like understand that humor? Like that's what it would be, right? Like everybody would have to be like a
5 minutes to Phoenix, Arizona.
You're like,
you can
"All right."
find a landscaper anywhere around the corner.
Is this a bit or is this a real?
That's not a joke. You actually can.
Actually, 1 in 3 is usually a landscaper.
And you need about it.
Miami,
Raise your hand
Florida.
if you're a landscaper.
Miami, Florida. Get those nose clean. Just really go for it, dude. Tell the best strip clubs around. Give it out.
Yeah. Yeah. If you look to your right, down below is Tent City.
Yeah.
Doesn't exist aninoor, dude.
Beloved Sheriff Joe Arpaio.
Doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, it's a shame, dude. A lot of things are dying since last 4 years.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, it doesn't exist anymore. And what happened in the last year or so?
Mm-hmm.
Chaos, anarchy,
You think so?
destruction. What do you mean? Do I think so? There was like fires in the streets, and I was there.
I mean, it was last year though.
That's what I said.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
You're like, that's. We're done with that.
Yeah, that was
everybody
yes.
was doing it. It was a phase. We went through
That's
it.
true.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
Like we're past
It
that.
was a phase.
We're in our teenage years of America. I can't wait till we get to our Chinese years.
We're not making it. America's joining the 27th club.
Yeah. I've talked about A Brave New World the last 2 podcasts, but it does stay in your mind and I don't know if it's because you've said that so many times to me, CJ, but it really does make this whole dystopian mess that we're in really
come into the picture
and really also just like see where it goes.
Yeah,
because
man.
Society, unless it crumbles, which is a terrifying.
Get the tinfoil hats out.
But unless society crumbles, which is a terrifying thought, there's only one place when the money and the power and the greed just keeps on elevating to this, and it keeps getting smaller. It's just inevitable that this is what happens. It becomes this money making machine where the poor get poorer and become like these slave type jobs, just called different names, and we change the language
to it.
You have no choice. You can't escape at this point because it just gets so powerful.
I was born a minor.
So that's why I'm reading Past the God by Lil Ram Dass now, because I need to open my third eye and I need to find my spiritual being again, because I need to get out of this news like sometimes it's easy to get trapped in there. I need to find like my roots again and just try to find that individual flow.
I guess it depends on whether or not you're going to do something. Because if you're just going to take in all of this information and have these realizations about the way like the world is and the way like what is guiding the direction of the narrative of the media or whatever, and you're like, this is clearly disingenuous.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, if you're not going to do anything about it, then suddenly you're just like in a really hostile environment,
right?
That you're like that, and you're trying to pretend like you're in the last place. You know what I mean? Like
you're in it's like you're in a trailer park and you're married to this guy that's beating you, and you have 6 kids.
But you can't leave him.
And I can't leave him. Where am I going to go?
You live there,
all my stuff's here,
or you kill yourself.
Okay, dude.
What?
That's
too much.
But it's a little crippling if you don't. What are you gonna do? You described it perfectly. It's like you're in an insane asylum and you're inside the room with all the padding, and it's telling you all the bad things you can do. But what are you gonna do about it? You're just bouncing around, just yelling and screaming eternally. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it requires like some change in your life. You literally have to go, okay, well, what can I do about it? And then figure out what you can do about it. And then you have to go about doing that.
What can you do,
take
though?
Some time. I mean, there's things you probably can do.
Yeah, we can ride on the streets, dude.
Well, yeah.
We can burn shit down.
I prefer
which
podcasting.
Is a very small thing. Yeah.
Podcasting is my riding on the streets. Okay, I support Black Lives Matter. I support vaccines. I support
Lil Nas, obviously.
Joe Biden, is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe Biden. Joe Biden. Joel Steen, all of them.
Yeah. You wild, dude.
That's just what I mean, though. Like, I think it's the whole protesting and shit that happened over the last year is such bullshit and such obvious bullshit. Like, you can run the experiment yourself, which I have. You can go out and just say something. Just say something like, the police don't actually kill black people disproportionately, based on some statistics that I can provide, and people will freak out. Just make a post on Facebook and then see what kind of reactions you get, or respond to someone's post on Facebook, see how they react to you, and if they want to be your friend anymore or your cousin or whatever it is. And then go and like this last round of legislation, there was a bill that was against. I'm forgetting. I'm blanking on what it's called right now. But when the police like take your property and your money and stuff like that, if you were associated with a crime,
they get all of it,
or if they suspect that you were,
and even if they don't prove it, which is even crazier, and even crazier than that,
they don't prove the crime.
Even like in money amounts will just get lost in like the way that the paperwork's done and stuff like that. And if you're, in a lower societal income or something like that, you can't pay for a lawyer to be like, no, I had $20,000 or I had $10,000, whatever it was. That was even legally yours, dude. My mattress is a bank, dude. That's fucking 2 chains.
2 chains.
Okay. True Chains pole rider. And you know what's even worse about the protests and the rioting? Imagine 1 year ago. Okay, picture this, 1 year ago, and I say, I don't really want to riot, but I want the Lil Nas X shoes. So I might riot, break into that Nike downtown, and I'm looking everywhere for those fucking shoes. And I can't find those shoes. Imagine looting a Nike for Lil Nas X shoes, and they're not even there.
That's next year.
Because it's next year, but no, because it's not a Nike product.
Yes.
So he lied to you.
Exactly. That's what I've been
Just so
saying
you
this whole-
vote for Joe Biden. Trump.
And that's the problem. That's what they're always doing. That's what Malcolm X said about them. They're foxes.
Yep.
They
God,
come
was
at
that
you.
your fucking poetry thing or whatever?
You just poetry slammed that shit.
Yeah,
Did I?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just looking at it. I'm like, is this like, I don't know if this is cultural appropriation of Samuel L. Jackson or if you just have sexuality questions, because I'll help you solve those. Damn, 2 gay jokes. Damn.
That's 4 for Nick.
4?
Yeah, the airplane.
What was the game
San
about?
Francisco, dude.
I wasn't the pilot, dude.
No, but you made a reference.
It could have been me in another life, though. I could see that happening. But no, you know what's funny?
What?
Okay. If I was that pilot and I had a hot mic, there's a good chance I would say something like that because I say fucked up things all the time. And I say fucked up things on this podcast, but off mic, it's a whole, I mean, we're going up 180. We're going farther.
We're hitting at a Wrigley Field, baby.
And
Yeah, we're
especially,
hitting home.
and especially if I know what makes you uncomfortable, I'm gonna say what makes you uncomfortable because that's the only joy I find in life is just saying the thing that makes you so uncomfortable.
I think this is why we all get along so well because we all
That
do
is
the
true.
same thing. Yeah.
But that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's that I enjoy.
That's what it is.
That's like the only little token of happiness or joy I get in my life of like I love humor in a way. Or I guess it's not even humor though if I'm like poking some, I don't know, it's such a weird thing to describe, but that's so true. It's like, it's that little, I know I'm not supposed to say it to you and I know it's going to make you even more mad. And that's why I love it so much.
Yeah.
So like if I was a pilot and I knew my co-pilot was like, even if my co-pilot was gay, I'd probably have that kind of relationship with him because we'd be joking around all the time because I have that relationship with gay friends.
Yeah.
So it's like you can take this out of context and be like, God, that guy is a bigot or racist or a number of things.
Yeah, you
but
can
if you
take it
don't
any way
actually
you
hear
want.
the whole conversation or what their actual relationship is, you could take a lot of things out of context. And like, I mean, not only I'd be canceled, I could be put in jail.
Some of those things you've said are felonies.
I mean, we have on recording things that would put us in jail in some countries.
That is
100%
even in
true.
Canada. Even in Canada, we could be in Canada, a pretty free place, but a lot things that we say
By free,
every
do you
week.
mean white?
Yeah.
Pretty white. place.
I mean, they're pretty free,
You know what I was thinking about, dude?
right?
It used to be.
Yeah. You think it's like, is it kind of,
They're less free than they used to be. If that, I mean, no doubt.
yeah.
The freedom of speech is gone.
Was that,
Not that they.
is
I
that a
don't think
recent
they even
thing?
necessarily.
Or is that the
had
thing?
it,
Was
though.
that the big ordeal with Jordan Peterson? Is that when the free speech thing really, really changed?
Yeah,
That's why I moved to Austin. Swing and a miss, folks.
I don't know which one to hit.
You don't have to hit a button, dude. It was just a flaw.
Let's let him hang in it.
Yeah. Let me feel uncomfortable for a little bit.
Dude.
Sometimes I feel like I don't feel uncomfortable enough.
It's important to feel uncomfortable.
Right?
That's my favorite thing about tripping.
I think I make myself uncomfortable all the time, too.
You make me uncomfortable, dude. When we were riding in
Yeah,
the
your
car the other
sister
day, he
said
kept on
that
trying
too.
to hold my hand. And then when I went to hold your hand, you just put your hand on my thigh and you're like, I love this song.
It was
And I
a
like,
bit.
yeah.
Dude, it was a bit. Come on. Tell the people the truth, dude. It was a bit.
It was
It was a bit close to my dick. That's what I'm going to
It was
say.
high up on the thigh. I don't know what to say.
That's what I'm going to say. Is you like to play gay chicken too many times, you know?
Gay chicken's
He
fun.
likes to play choke the gay chicken. It's a different. So the thing I was trying to remember is called civil asset forfeiture.
Of course.
We'll
of
just
course.
like flip right
Yes.
back around from gay to black again.
Whoa.
Lil Nas X.
And so civil asset forfeiture, there was a bill that came up to ban civil asset forfeiture, which is, again, giving up money or property to the authorities if you're suspected of a crime. And so, or convicted, but in some places it's just merely suspected. And that disproportionately affects minorities, disproportionately affects black people. And so that was an easy one that people could have just, reached out to their senator, which is like, you don't have to write a letter or anything. You don't have to do anything weird and old school.
Yeah.
Like you just tweet at them, send an email, whatever. Same thing that you do every day with anything else. And it was easy as doing that. And like, how much engagement I got on that?
Because that's
Zero.
so boring, dude. Have you ever thrown a Molotov cocktail
dude, you
at
were
Target
talking-
before?
You were talking right now, and I was like,
I know.
Yeah.
And I'm
dude.
like, what is he talking?
Have you ever lit a church on fire? I mean, in support of
Precisely.
a good thing,
Yeah.
obviously.
Exactly
Yeah,
the
yeah.
point is
Yeah.
you don't like nobody wants to put in the effort that would be required to actually make a difference.
So
They
going
just
back
wanna
to what
look
can we
like-
do?
They want to do
Yeah.
whatever they can on to look like they did on Instagram.
Bro, virtue signaling, bro.
Signaling, dude.
It's
the
all
area.
performative. We're living in like a performative age where everything is symbolism, and we forget that there's
three-
an actual real world that we still have to.
Well, because
deal
we're all journalists. We all want that.
Bro.
We want-
Theatrics.
it is, yeah. All the world's a stage, dude. Ronald McDonald.
Hell yeah, dude.
Hell
I
yeah.
thought that was Ram Dass.
Oh, who's that?
R.I.P., dude.
You look like fucking Ram Dass's side piece, dude. You look like when he first went over into India and he found some guy on LSD. He was probably the first guy who's like, I'm gonna try this out.
Damn, he cute.
Yeah, he's cute.
He cute.
Ram Dass was gay.
Oh, was he? No, I didn't know.
He eventually married a woman. I think he got reformed in India or whatever you would call it.
Yeah.
But
Bye.
By me.
There we go.
Yep.
Ram Dass and I, it was a unique relationship because
What's your name in India?
the White Tiger.
The White Tiger?
Yeah.
How did they say that?
I don't know how you say it. Puto Blanco. Yo, fuck that.
So tell me about the first time Ram Dass saw Puto Blanco.
Puto Blanco. Ah, man, they call me Puto Blanco.
That noise.
I only said that name because it's
Avroom.
it's a movie on Netflix that's based in India, so that's the only reason I said that name. That's a badass name though.
Why did Ram Dass say that name when he saw you? He said, Puto Blanco.
Well, there I'm a little light skinned.
Yeah.
So he's a little blanc, he's a little white.
Yeah,
so
But honestly, with that outfit, the amount of hookah that you smoke, that you used to drink teas all the time on the podcast, you'd make teas at home.
Yeah, you look like you went to India to find Ram Dass's dick.
I mean, and that's what rubbed off on me. It wasn't his deep, meaningful lectures. It was just, a couple things here
His
and there.
deep, meaningful cock. Dude.
Hey, woo.
And how this
Rest in peace, Ram Dass.
this is the
And
number
I
one
still
podcast.
love him,
And he always said, even when you leave the
Now I'm with his
shoelaces,
brother,
you're still
dude.
here, dude. I mean, so cool. I don't know how we went off on that track, dude.
Dude, he asked me what was the first time with Ram Dass. So I was like, yeah, man.
Puto Blanco.
Puto Blanco. See, and in Spanish, like in Mexico, you can.
Here we go.
all the
Not
shit-
mansplaining, it's mexplaining. I mean, come on, dude.
We're gonna dip down below the border here, and I'm gonna take you on a little tour. No, but all this shit's still free range, dude. There's no like.
The Me Too movement hasn't come to Mexico.
Yeah,
quite
you
yet,
can grab, you can squeeze, you can.
Yeah, dude.
No, but like.
And they're mad we're putting their kids in cages.
But you know what's funny? I kind of there is in like the formal political aspects of how Mexico runs or the I don't know elite societies of I don't know.
They
But,
still call
like,
each other Mary Poses behind their backs, dude. For sure.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I mean, that's
Pinche
how you
joto.
grew up.
Can we just start speaking derogatory Spanish and we get away with everything?
Yeah.
Pinche joto.
Yeah, if you know how to say it, you're good.
Muy joto.
Pinche maricón,
Pinche maricón.
puñal.
Punta madre. Chingadero culero.
Yeah.
Chupa mis pinche
Now say something
huevos.
racist in Spanish because then it's the same thing. It doesn't translate
Yeah.
to English. So say it.
What?
Some racist in Spanish.
I mean, I could I know I could go deep. Okay.
Take me deep as Ram Dass did, dude. Come on.
All right, dude. I don't want to. I can't, dude. I can't. I'm not an on-the-spot comic. That's the worst. That's the
we
worst.
might
So
be
it's
the
like,
first podcast to racistly remember Ram Dass if you can do this, if you can pull this off right now.
So what am I trying to do? Make a joke about you and Ram Dass
a
together?
racial joke.
A racial joke about
Me and Ram Dass together.
I didn't know that's what we were trying to do.
that's. I mean,
I don't know. I don't
Jesus, really making some like
I
this is
think
a
we
bean,
already
it's like a bean
did
dip
that.
of jokes.
We definitely all.
beat that. Come on. That was Ram Dass's Friday night.
¿Quién crees que eres?
Yeah,
Was
right,
this
dude.
before or after?
R.I.P. Ram Dass. All mad respect.
Oh hell yeah!
Was
dude.
this before or after the stroke?
This is during.
Like, was he?
It was
did
previous.
Did you just put it in there and then he just?
Listen,
No. Every time he was done, my boy made it look like he was having a stroke.
Damn, boy.
Conspiracies out there say I may have given him an actual stroke.
Oh
But
shit!
I'm under an.
You gave him his first strokes in India, and then the last one. Sent him to Hawaii.
Aloha.
Rest in peace, Ram
And
Dass.
mo-
Mad respect,
yeah.
son.
Totally.
Totally, dude.
Mad
Ram
respect,
Dass,
Ram Dass.
Be here now. Classic.
Love you, bye.
Ram. I mean, come on, you guys.
That's how you do. Rum.
When I'm in psychedelic distress,
I should have stopped.
Yeah, the bit was over.
we gotta run into the fence,
Yeah.
dude.
You're like when your boyfriend, you come, then he keeps on going back at you. You're like, dude, I finished.
I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm done.
leave me
Yeah.
alone. And then he sticks a finger in your ass too.
Quit being
Yeah,
a
he
dead
keeps
dick.
sucking even though it's limp.
Ram Dass, come on, be cool.
Rami.
Eres.
Puto Blanco, you can go forever.
You have to say it with half your face.
Damn, dude. Is this
In
Sylvester Stallone,
Tibetan
dude?
Hindu Buddhism, they say you can go all night.
Practicing that Kama Sutra.
White
on the
tiger
Rama.
mean you go all night.
Hell yeah, dude.
And wasn't he white? Why did I just make an accent for Ram Dass?
That's it, because that's how he said it, because it made it horny.
Gotcha. Hey, Ram, you busy tonight? Yes. I'm going to see El Puto Blanco.
What happened to this podcast? It started with Anthony Bourdain's suicide and talking about my depression, dude. Now this is what we're doing.
Ram Dass's stroke hand jerking Pedro's grave.
Yeah, come on. I'm 32 now, you guys.
That's what's that supposed to change.
We're going
dude.
down.
I'm a business, dude. It's
He's a business.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
by the
what
way.
is that? What happened?
I'm a business.
Yeah.
I'm a business.
That's what it is.
Oh,
If I just say it over and over again.
I'm the business until it happens.
You can't just
It's like
declare
NFT.
bankruptcy.
Bankruptcy.
Shout out the office, bro.
Yeah, that's funny. I became an LLC for my entertainment business, for my podcast, for my whatevers. Any business that I want to transact in Arizona, Chris James LLC has the authority. Well, I applied for the authority.
That's dope.
It actually hasn't come back yet, but
So he might not be.
Yeah.
a license.
but it's mostly I'm a shoe-in.
Yeah, I can see that, dude.
Yeah.
LSC all the way, dude.
Is that a burp?
I don't know what that was, dude. I thought he had a stroke.
I thought he was getting a lap dance by Lil Nas.
It's a glurp.
A glurp?
A glurp.
Explain.
Just when you glurp, you got a little burp, but you got a
Oh no.
Have you heard of a glurp?
I haven't finished that Ram Dass Pokemon yet. I don't know.
When I'm under
This is chapter 18.
when I'm under psychedelic distress, I go to Ram Dass. Which is, you would think if you knew me well, you'd think I would go to Alan Watts. But whenever I'm tripping super hard and I'm lost in whatever that space is or whatever, and some shit's going crazy, I start to conjure Ram Dass, start to think about him and think about his lessons and stuff that come into
What do you think that
the
is?
warmth, dude. The warmth that he has in his writing. It's like when I read it, I just feel it does feed your soul in this way where you just, for me at least, there's this hum to it, and it's very beautiful. And as soon as you start getting deep into any of his writing, your whole environment changes around you as you're reading. All of a sudden, the leaves on the trees outside your window start gleaming differently. The lights start feeling a little different. You walk your dog after you read a chapter, and you're more in. It's insane that his words can just on paper.
It's psychedelic.
It's yeah, exactly. It's
like magic.
It is. It's.
I would say the same, but it wasn't his words on my white tiger.
Now we're trying to redeem ourselves. You have to go back and forth, dude. And we're not talking about back and forth off Ram Dass' dick.
Could he still feel it after the?
And this is why he was a side piece, because Ram Dass, he wants a good
white.
But then,
Well, he
when
wants
he's trying to have
stability.
conversations with this guy every single night, he's like, Ram.
And then
Hey, Ram Dass, there's a new show on FX tonight. He's like, Ram.
That's why Ram loved me so much. It was sometimes
Netflix and chill. Come on, buddy.
Netflix and drill.
Ram
Ram.
Dass is all. Here I come.
He wasn't Stephen Hawking, dude. Calm down.
At the end,
He wishes he was.
he was happy.
Damn,
with
this
it.
thing's falling off, dude.
That's what happens when you spend $12.
That's what happens when you spend $12. That's what happens when you spend $12 on a microphone stand. That's the new soundtrack of You Learn Something Gay every day.
I'll tell you what happens when you spend $12.
Going to San Francisco like the... Oh.
Her and her girlfriend were
Those who live
What
in
is
San
that?
Francisco,
What is the girlfriend
quote,
thing?
goddamn liberal.
And her and her girlfriend were goddamn liberal faggots.
her and her girlfriend were like 10 years old, and they were playing hide and seek, and they hid under my bed, Bruce at the time, and I came and into the bed, had a little bit of hanky-panky going on, and the kids had a little bit of hanky-panky.
Had a little
bit of
hanky going on. How traumatizing is that?
How traumatizing is this? Is Ellen? This is, I mean, millions of people watch this, right?
Yeah.
It's a pretty big show.
Yeah.
I think it's millions.
It's one of the biggest network shows there is.
So millions of people are watching this. This is, I don't even know what the fucking name
You think
is.
Bruce didn't want to have sex with her?
But no, okay, but they're talking about these 10-year-olds, her daughter going under her bed, playing hide and go seek.
With her
10 years old, with her girlfriend.
Also the same age.
Also the same age. Them going to bed, having sex on top of them, and them still being under the bed, to a live audience, and the whole audience being like,
Yeah.
like, we're talking about canceling people for saying things.
We were fucking on top of that bed, and our kids were under there.
I mean, they were 10. Bruce was still a man.
You're canceled.
Yeah, I know.
You're
He was always a woman.
Yeah, I know. If only I would have had sex on top of the bed with 10.
Yeah, it was all fine until you said that.
Yeah, that, I mean, it just...
No, that's true
so
too. But also, how many, like...
The laugh is so, like, satanic. It's more satanic than Lil Nas X's video.
Yeah, it's more
the way that, like... It
But how many, like, that's got to be common. That's a common experience that...
Is it?
I think a lot of people
Did you
go
hide
through.
under your parents' bed when they were fucking?
No, not when they were fucking, but I definitely hid under my parents' bed. So the situation, you know, if my parents were feeling
Do you
it,
think your parent? Well, how would you feel if your parents told that story?
awkward?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you would have to tell it with the right level of shame.
Not on Ellen.
There was
God,
no
yeah.
shame.
It was
Yeah,
just like,
no.
this is just another night.
They were like, this kooky thing
Yeah.
happened. And you're like, that's not kooky. It's like it's
Also, what the fuck? How long were
disturbing.
they banging before you were like, you pop out? Like,
she was in the Olympics.
yeah. Oh, she's got that cardio, huh?
Yeah, you
know
bet
it.
you fucking
She's got
found
that
a mass dollar.
She got that Ram Dass after stroke cardio, bro.
Man.
Oh, no, pre-stroke.
floating in the pool.
Pre-stroke. Shout out Ram Dass, R.I.P. dude.
Yeah.
Mad respect.
But yeah, what
But
a weird story.
Like as that, I try to put myself in the like being the person under the bed,
Like as a 10-year-old
a
listening to
10-year-old. Yeah, like
Yeah, we heard about your playground thing.
okay.
Yeah, I
give me
would
a sec.
probably leave the room.
Hear me out. Yeah, but
and if it was a
how?
long time.
How?
they
How
said
do you
they're
leave the room?
But
Do
they're
you
sa-
hop out and be like, "I'm sorry, guys," you know, and you just
Yeah, no. As the kid, it would be very awkward. Like
because you're 10 years old, dude. You you don't know what
you have
to
a
do.
combination probably of fear of like you're hiding, so you're playing, and then all
Yeah.
of a sudden you're like, "Whoa, this is something weird's happening."
Why does mom keep on calling him Caitlin?
And there's two pairs.
Call me Caitlin.
Why is he face down on the pillow?
¿Quién crees que eres?
that was the most confusing part. Call me Caitlin.
And I mean, as a kid,
fuck's
there's
Caitlin?
probably some amount of curiosity too, where you're like, "What's that? What's
Yeah.
going on here?"
Yeah. So as a 10-year-old, do you?
Did you walk in on your parents ever when they were having sex?
No, I never did. But I mean, I've had friends that.
I did once on my parents.
Yeah, so it's
just
I mean, it's
yelled
a
at me.
common thing. It's just not that something that should be shared on a network show where it's shown to half the world.
Yeah, or just again with the correct level of like shame. Like,
Yeah.
have like be at least a little bit like, "Ew, we didn't know that they were just it's crazy having kids."
We
it's
just heard
something.
"ow" every time the bed just bottomed out. We didn't know what it was.
I thought it was Bruce. And that's not dead naming. During the story, that was his name.
Yeah, that was her name.
Her name.
Good
Her
catch.
name.
Good catch.
That's
I'm
Kat,
working.
dude.
I'm in work in
growing.
progress, dude.
You're growing.
Thank you.
Working hard that way, but leaning in towards racism. And I'm not going to say anything else.
Come on, man. Puta madre, pinche culero.
What is that?
I don't know. It's like a
It just sounds cool?
or like a rattler, maybe.
There you go.
Oh, I thought he was like got Tourette's over the last week, so we haven't heard from him. So I was like, I didn't want. Yeah, I was just like, okay.
You've been out of the group chat. We missed you.
Yeah, I fell out a little bit. Went into a little state of mania. Probably is the best way to describe it. Just kind of fucking. It's weird because like I've been sleeping twice a day. My sleep schedule's all fucked.
You take a nap.
It's something like that. Like I sleep from like 3 to 7 in the morning, and then I sleep from like 4 to 7 in the evening. And it just like sort of like it's just like overwhelming, and I'm like, fuck, I need to lay down, can't focus, can't think. Kind of level of like just like that's why I'm sleeping at that schedule. It's just that's when my body is tired, and then like I've got all this fucking stimulus money and tax money and shit like that. So I'm just like piling up carts of what I can spend it on, and like having these big grandiose ideas about what I'm going to do with that stuff. And then like now that I'm like more familiar with it, I know that I'm like, okay, there's that. I'll just continue spinning my wheels until I'm tired and then fall asleep. And then when I get up in the morning, I'll look at it and go, woo, glad I didn't buy all that bullshit.
Right.
You know, so it's just like this weird thing. And like, I'm like quick to start crying about everything. Like there was a whole couple of days where everything I watched, like there was a new theremin that came out, which is that.
I love those so much.
What are they?
I've wanted to buy one. It's those cool machine. It has a little like antenna, and you control it with your hands. Like
the first electronic instrument.
You play with the frequencies.
What's that called?
A theremin.
They're so much fun to play with too.
So I ordered one.
Yeah.
And I used to have one, and I got rid of it. And when I looked it up recently, I was like, they don't make them anymore. It was limited edition. It's almost impossible to find one right now. And I found two, and I almost ordered both of them. You know what I mean? Like I just go to that length where it's
they're
like,
mass produced now. I think the last couple of years.
I mean, you can get some, but the one that I had
was perfect.
Was from Moog.
Oh, nice. They're the best.
Yeah, it was the Etherwave Plus, and it's got like control voltage, so you can use it to control your synthesizers and stuff. So like I'm gonna get back into all that and shit with music production.
Is there, jumping somewhat off topic, but not really, is there something that you
and next we have jumping off topic but not really with Pedro.
Is there a button for that? And on this week's off topic but not really with Pedro, was there something that you noticed that triggered your manic state,
that triggered the mania? Probably having the money, something like that.
Thanks a lot, Joe Biden.
Look at what you're doing to our people out here.
Stressing me out, man.
Giving me money, I need to work for it. Is it because you also haven't been driving as often?
My
as
vehicle has been broken down, so I haven't been working. I've been on unemployment.
So you're just cooped up in your house, kind of.
Yeah, and now that I have money,
and with all that money in your pocket,
trying to figure out, like I've been like going around to car dealerships trying to look for a car, and like I've been going off on these ideas about like what I can buy, like a food cart or a pretzel machine or whatever to start a business. You know, like I've been going off down all these rails as I've been learning about making the LLC for the entertainment stuff. So it's like all these things, just any idea that comes up, I'm just like, what is the extreme follow through vision of that? And how can I set myself up to do that? And then in 2 or 3 weeks, it's that drive to do that thing is gone. And I'm left trying to hold up all of the whatever
things that you started.
Yeah. Whatever I put, whatever direction I went in, you know? So it's like, it's trying to manage that so that it's always going towards one goal, even though it's jumping around. Like you got to try and figure out when to allow the latch to hit the right
cart.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The right pretzel cart.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's insanity. It's just being an insane person. Right? It's crazy. Like, but
no, we all fall into that sometimes. And I think then we get overwhelmed with, I mean, if you invest in the decisions you manically make, then all of a sudden you're left to carry those because you're like, well, I spent this money that I never would have on this. It's like, how do I invest it properly? Because I'm dealing with the same thing right now as well. Like having more money kind of saved than I ever have in my life and being like, oh, this is kind of what greed is, huh? You never do have enough. Because then you're like, oh, what should I spend it on? No, I should spend it on this or what?
There's always more.
There's always more. And then, yeah. And I think that's the thing with ideas though sometimes too, like where you're like, oh, because sometimes a change or something new seems so refreshing. It's like that new start. And this is finally it. This is finally it. Yeah.
Novelty for me, like I think, and this is actually that goes into personality structures. If you're high in openness, which makes sense that you would have brought it up just because you obviously are. But if you're high in openness, like...
Well, I'm bi for sure.
It's like a craving of novelty. And you need to experience some form of newness in your daily life or weekly, like however often it is for you. In order to be recharged, you have to feel something that's like new, something unexpected, you know? And for me, that's like that drive is really high. And I used to use psychedelics as a way to produce that. And when you go all the way inside your head and you don't deal with reality, that shit piles up, and now it's really, really heavy, and you're, you just
are in the
can't
trench.
lift it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so like that's part of the problem with using psychedelics for these things, you know what I mean? But finding it in your day-to-day life, like that's the juggle for me at least, is like, okay, how can I satisfy these few things so that I don't fly off the rails?
It's just this weird, like trying to keep the scale kind of like even in some sense, the counterbalance, and finding out what things you do need to adhere to and how far you need to jump off the edge when you can still come back a little bit. And I think, with psychedelics, they're great for expanding your mind and everything, but getting lost in the forest every day. And then the ideas about society and reality, you're living so far out of reality. You're not really, your feet aren't even on the ground anymore. So that's a delicate thing I think you find with any drug, even marijuana. I think sometimes you're like, you can use it as such an scapegoat sometimes that you're like, yeah. But the thing that I've seen more with marijuana that I've gotten older, like I really realized, like taking some days off that we've been trying to do here and there, when I don't smoke, like I actually feel like my body, just like the inflammation and like the calmness to my body, not necessarily the high that I'm addicted to as much, but like when I take a good edible or I smoke a joint daily, even though like, getting high is fun, I do feel a difference that next day. Yeah. And maybe I just have that in my brain, but I used to think that was almost kind of bullshit, the whole like medicating for pain and all that stuff. But now that I've like really hit this weird age where everything hurts all the time and I do push myself in a lot of ways, I do feel those benefits of marijuana. Yeah. So I think we should legalize it, you guys. Hot take of the that's the craziest thing. Sorry, YouTube.
I think in 2024 it's going to be on
one of the ballots.
On one of the ballots.
But nobody's going to listen because it benefits minorities, and that's boring. Yeah.
And my problem with legalization too is just the fact that when it starts being sold on the opposite shelf as beer, and then we forget the medicinal side, the scientific side, and then we just start boosting up the THC and whatever, and we start exiting out these cannabinoids because they don't make you feel high or get to this next level. But that's the 124. How many is there? Cannabinoids?
Yeah, there's a lot of cannabinoids.
Good question.
There was like 120. But like when you start, breeding those out, all of a sudden you're getting, if you go to the grocery store and you buy corn right now, corn is like this big yellow thing when it used to be like 2 or 3 inches and orange.
All kinds of different colors.
Black, yellow, green, tan. I mean, like
I grew corn once, and growing corn is interesting because like it doesn't fertilize.
Wow, this podcast is really fun. And this week on Growing Corn with CJ.
I just think it's weird because like ancient societies grew that shit.
No, I'm curious. I'm just laughing.
Like by comparison with all the different things that I've grown, corn was one of the most difficult things to grow. So how come so many societies grew it? Like it's crazy,
And was it just more nutritional at that point? Because I think like when you eat corn now, it's like you don't digest any of it. That's why you shit right back out and you see it. It's like the same thing with oranges.
You don't digest the shell. That's why you see it. You do digest the inside, but it's like there's not a lot of nutrition.
Yeah, remember we had an episode covering poop-filled corn.
Oh yeah, that's right. But also like oranges now are flour. Like there's like 90% the gluten that there was 20 years ago. So I wonder. It was corn. Maybe that's why they tried to grow it, because like there was only so many things. Like,
I mean, they would grind it and make bread out
of it
and stuff.
Like yeah,
they would do all kinds of shit with it. So
and I love corn. So did it work? Did you end up growing any, or it all failed?
I was able to grow some. I grew like a patch of 9 plants probably.
Nice.
And then fruited that like you have to like pollinate them or whatever, and then they grew, and I had like little corn stalks. I had like little purple ones.
We used to grow corn at my the first trailer park that.
Bonaventure.
And that's my slam poetry.
Oh, keep going with it.
Oh,
Okay, we used to grow corn at my trailer.
We used to
park.
grow corn in a trailer park when I was 9. Dad said, water it. It'll grow up. It's fine. I watered the plants and slowly they grew. When it came time to harvest, didn't know what to do. My dad said, son, come here. Let me teach you something. This is how you pick it. We're picking it big. That's what he said.
I think he was going to say don't be a queer, but...
¿Quién crees que es?
Never followed that advice.
That's what his mom said in the room next door.
Dude, we're doing corn poetry on Who Do You Think You Are podcast.
I don't know what the fuck.
WDUT.
You can't find that anywhere else. There's a lot of podcasts out there. There's a lot of
content.
I feel like we should have just
Not a
ended
lot of
after
corn
that.
tent.
And this guy's transformed from Samuel Jackson to Candace Owens' father to a slam. I mean, think of all the turns this podcast does.
Hell yeah. 113 cannabinoids.
Oh, yeah. I mean, but when you start breeding all those out and then you're left with a couple that just so you can
dude,
blast
but-
off. It's not weed anymore. It's like when Paul McCartney, maybe he's an old piece of shit now, but he's like,
Well, he's a clone.
back when we were writing the Beatles, he's like, he smoked a joint. He's like, this wasn't what it was. You know what I mean? It's like ditch weed or dirt weed. And then, so it's like, it was a different thing even then than it is now.
Oh, yeah.
And you could say that, maybe just because he's old and he's like thinking of novelty or nostalgia, but it's not because this is how these
scientifically
all drugs evolve in this way, which kind of sucks because the natural kind of premise to them is the most beautiful form of them. I feel like the way that
though, or are you just being like, is that like the naturalistic
novelist?
fallacy?
Yeah, I was gonna be like, do you want to smoke some fucking Mersh right now?
Yeah, because I don't.
Because I don't.
I like this weed.
that's a good point.
So thank you.
You guys are right. We're talking about ideas here,
And
you know?
it's still beautiful.
and
it's still beautiful.
You know where
okay to be wrong.
that idea ends?
Look.
We're talking about selective breeding.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, and that's
True.
it's still
True.
it's still a beautiful
and
thing.
that's scary. That's what gets scary.
GMOs.
Yeah.
And then we get into like
Calm down.
eugenics. You know what I mean?
Calm down, Aldous. All right.
But that's just
No,
another
for sure.
it's another example of that. So everything almost grows in that same sense.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And the beauty's still there.
Wow. Reaction shots.
Whoa! See, if I had a good program, your eyes go boing boing. I mean, come on.
Right, yeah. Coyote on the table, jaw, tongue out.
I'll do it on the clip. I'll figure it out. We'll get it.
No, but like you hope, because that's still the beauty of
Obama,
it. that it's grown,
dude.
and you hope for change.
I miss him.
Me too, man.
I'm glad he's back.
It's just
Did you see there was an article that
You mean his
said,
wars are back?
Obama with a Biden face on?
yeah, he just comes out and he's like, I'd like to address the nation today. And he was like, how come your hands look like that? Dude, there was an article that came out that said Joe Biden has been in constant communication with Obama during this time period.
I mean, he could just be saying that because he doesn't know who he's talking about anymore. You go, bless one of my.
Her name
bless
is
my ex-
Kamala.
Yeah.
Kamala.
Obama's in his earpiece, bro. The whole time. It's just Obama back there. Hey, Biden, don't salute the troops.
It's the corpse of Biden being fucking animated. By,
We can have Bernie's.
He's all.
Okay, my ex-girlfriend had her grandma in a nursing home, and I'm just gonna say, you
R.I.P.,
get to
dude.
know these people, to both of them. Fuck them both. You get to know these people in the nursing homes, and they could be saying, "Oh yeah, I saw my cousin, Jim the other day." And we're like, yeah, oh yeah, he says this every day. Like, just let it get away.
Yeah.
So this could be Biden in office. Like, I just got off the phone with the bomber. It's like, Joe, you were literally just sleeping for the last 4 hours because you just tripped up the stairs. You've been sleeping this whole flight. I was just talking to Obama. He's telling me I'm doing a really good job, and you got some really good ideas. And then he falls back asleep. So you don't know that he's actually constantly talking with Obama. That's all I'm saying. That's a hot take. I don't know.
All right.
I don't know.
And with that,
I don't know.
Thanks for listening, folks. We'll catch you next week. Amor.
More? Y paz.